If you look closely at people's financial behavior, you will notice something very strange and very consistent across almost every country, every income level, and every lifestyle. Most people do not struggle because they do not earn enough money, but because no matter how much they earn, they always seem to spend slightly more, or at least end up with almost nothing left at the end of the month. It is about psychology, the hidden mental patterns, emotions, and habits that silently control how money is earned, spent, and perceived. And once you understand the psychology behind spending, you begin to realize why so many people stay stuck in a cycle of earning and spending without ever building lasting wealth. So let's break it down deeply and realistically. 10. Money is emotional before it is logical. Most people believe financial decisions are logical, but in reality, most spending decisions are emotional and only justified later with logic. People do not buy things only because they need them. They often buy them because of how those things make them feel in the moment. It could be comfort, status, happiness, relief, or even temporary escape from stress. And because emotions are stronger than logic in the moment of decision, spending often happens first, and justification comes later. This is the first layer of the psychology of money. Money is deeply connected to emotions, not just numbers. 9. The lifestyle inflation trap. One of the biggest reasons people spend more than they earn is lifestyle inflation, which happens when income increases, but expenses increase at the same speed or even faster. When people get a raise, a new job, or additional income, instead of stabilizing their financial situation, they often upgrade their lifestyle. Better phone, better clothes, better car, more eating out, more convenient spending. And slowly, the extra income that should have created savings disappears into a higher cost lifestyle. So even though income increases, financial progress remains almost unchanged. 8. Instant gratification over long-term reward. Human psychology is naturally wired to prefer immediate pleasure over delayed benefit, which means people often choose short-term satisfaction even when they know long-term rewards are more valuable. This is why saving money feels difficult, but spending money feels easy. Because spending gives instant emotional reward, while saving requires patience and delayed satisfaction. And this natural bias plays a major role in why people consistently spend more than they earn over time. 7. Social pressure and comparison. Spending. Another powerful psychological factor is social comparison, where people unconsciously measure their financial decisions based on what others around them are doing. If friends are buying new things, upgrading lifestyles, or showing success on social media, it creates pressure to match that lifestyle even if personal finances do not support it. This leads to spending decisions that are not based on personal financial goals, but on social expectations and emotional comparison. And over time, this creates financial imbalance that is difficult to notice until it becomes a pattern. 6. The illusion of small purchases. One of the most dangerous psychological patterns in money management is the belief that small purchases do not matter. Individually, small expenses feel harmless: a coffee, a snack, a subscription, a small online purchase, but psychologically, they feel insignificant, so they are repeated without strong resistance. However, when combined over time, these small expenses create a large financial drain that most people underestimate because each decision feels minor in isolation. This is how money slowly disappears without clear awareness. 5. Money as a stress reliever. For many people, spending is not just about needs or wants. It is also a way to deal with stress, pressure, and emotional discomfort. When life feels overwhelming, spending money can create a temporary sense of relief or control, even if it is not financially beneficial in the long term. This emotional connection between money and stress is one of the strongest reasons people struggle to control spending habits. Because in that moment, spending does not feel like loss, it feels like relief. 4. Lack of financial awareness and structure. Another important psychological factor is the absence of clear financial structure. When people do not track their money, do not set clear financial goals, and do not have a system for saving or investing, spending becomes automatic instead of intentional. And when decisions are automatic, money flows out without conscious control. Without awareness, even good income cannot protect against poor financial behavior. 3. Identity-based spending. Many spending decisions are not based on need or logic, but on identity, how people see themselves or want others to see them. People often spend money to match a certain image, lifestyle, or social identity, even if it does not match their actual financial situation. This creates a gap between appearance and reality, where spending supports image more than financial stability. And over time, this gap can prevent real wealth accumulation. 2. No clear future financial vision. One of the biggest psychological reasons people overspend is the lack of a strong long-term financial vision. When there is no clear goal for savings, investments, or financial freedom, money tends to get spent on short-term desires instead of being directed toward long-term progress. Because the brain naturally prioritizes immediate decisions when future outcomes are unclear or emotionally distant. Without a vision, money becomes reactive instead of strategic. 1. The real psychological shift that changes everything. The real transformation happens when money is no longer seen as something to spend emotionally, but as something to direct intentionally toward a purpose. When spending is no longer automatic, but conscious. When every financial decision is evaluated not just by how it feels now, but by what it creates later. And when saving and investing become not just habits, but part of identity and long-term thinking. Because once psychology changes, behavior changes, and once behavior changes, financial results begin to change automatically. So when you understand the psychology behind money, it becomes clear that the reason most people spend more than they earn is not simply lack of discipline, but a combination of emotional decisions, social pressure, lifestyle inflation, and lack of financial structure. And the most important realization is that this is not permanent. Because financial behavior can be changed by changing awareness, mindset, and habits over time. And once you begin to control your emotional spending, build awareness around your money, and align your financial decisions with long-term goals, your entire financial life starts to move in a completely different direction. It is about how well you understand your own behavior with money. And if you found this video valuable, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join a community focused on financial psychology, smart money habits, and long-term wealth building. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.